Howdy, it's Dr. Alejandro.
And I'm Dr. Emily.
And as many of you know, we have 4 clinics on our first 3 years in practice.
If you're ready to level up your business, find us at paththovictorychiro.com to get on the path to victory. Somewhere along the way, hustle became a dirty word for moms, and I'm here to dispel that myth. So let me just give a little caveat here. I'm obviously a working mom. I'm a chiropractor, a business owner, and I'm also a mom. So a lot of my friends are stay-at-home moms, and this may not apply to them because they're really, really good at what they do with being a stay-at-home mom, and their husband has enough income to support the family and all that stuff. Who I'm talking to specifically is a chiropractor or maybe a chiropractic student who may be a mother or wants to become a mother, or somebody in an industry where they had to work really hard to get where they are, or they had to go to school for a very long time and are considering maybe just ending all that to become a stay-at-home mom. That's who I'm talking to. And so I want to dispel this myth that once you have a baby, you have to stay at home and take care of the kids full time. Now, in some situations, that may be appropriate and that might fulfill you and give you purpose. But I think we have created a culture with social media, Instagram specifically, where you follow a lot of these homeschool accounts or homestead accounts. And a lot of these moms will bash women for working or wanting to work and also raise their kids. And my question is, why can't we do both? So I know I might get a lot of flack for this. I might get a lot of negative feedback for this, and it might be very controversial. But I think that if God gave you a purpose, for us, it's chiropractic and to grow clinics and to help people and to have an impact on our community, why would He not allow us to do that as women, right? Why would He not allow us to have a baby and raise our baby and run a business and lead people and work and change people's lives through chiropractic? So I want to talk about that today. There's this guilt myth that social media specifically, I think, puts on women that if you're not at home with the kids 24/7, you're not doing enough as a mom. You're not raising them the right way. If you send them to daycare, you're a bad mom, right? And I have a lot of patients and actually friends and some family, when I told them I was putting our son Luca in daycare, they were like, "Oh, he's going to daycare?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what else do you want me to do with him, right? I need to work and I love to work and I love what I do." Truthfully, actually, I'm going to go back. I don't need to work. Alejandro could 100% just work on his own, and the income that he brings into our family would be enough to sustain our family. But I did the stay-at-home mom thing for a little bit. I had our son Luca. I stayed at home with him. I raised him. I breastfed, all the things up until he was about 6 weeks old. And then I went crazy, and I had this revelation that I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home mom. And I felt a lot of guilt towards that I feel bad that I don't want to stay at home and raise my child and be with him 24/7, but I recognize that that's not for everybody. I have a purpose in life, and it is to help the communities and help more people be reached through chiropractic and help chiropractors to run a business and be profitable and spend time with their family. And that's okay that I can do that and also be a mom. And I also think it makes me more intentional with my time and more present with my family and my son when I have both of those things under consideration. So I want you to know that you don't owe anybody a version of motherhood that's not yours. Your version of motherhood is yours. Whatever works best for your family is what's best for your family. Don't let social media or me or anybody tell you that there's only one way to raise your child. There's only one way to be a mom. And it's whether, 24/7 staying at home as a mom or 24/7 at work. It's whatever is great for you and your family and your situation. You can be fully present with your kids and still run a business. Right now, I've set up my schedule personally to where I'm in the office 3 days a week. It's technically only 2.5 days if we get down to the hours. And then the rest of the time, I'm with my son or I'm building things from outside of the business. But when I'm with my son, I'm 100% fully present with my son. Layla Hermosi, I think, talks about this. There are some days where you're 100% a mom and you're really, really good at that. And you're going to feel really bad as a business owner. And I have those days all the time. But you know what? I was fully present with my son and I feel great about that. And then there's days where you're 100% on it and you're a wonderful business leader and you're leading your team and you're doing amazing things and you're growing and you're profiting, but you don't feel like a very good mom. And I have a lot of those days too. And I want you to know that that's okay. It's okay to not be 100% in both facets because it's not going to be perfect all the time. You're allowed to love your work and what you do. As chiropractors, we go to school for a very long time. We put thousands of hours into our study and into our craft, and it's exhausting. It's crazy, tiring work. And it's okay to come out of school and have kids and run a business and still want to do your work. That's okay because you spent a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort and energy into building your work. Why would you not want to love it and do it? And that's my opinion too. My work isn't taking me away from my son. It's actually making me more intentional with my time. If we see it like that and if you set up your schedule to allow yourself to do so. So I want you to know that you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you for craving more time to build an empire and build your business. There's nothing wrong with you. God actually put that desire in your heart and he made you purpose driven and passionate about what you're doing. So don't not obey and follow that calling that God placed on your heart. God also made you a mom. So it's okay if you want to stay at home and raise your child 24/7, if that's what you're meant to do. If you're like, hey, I don't want to do this business anymore, I don't feel fulfilled when I'm doing it, that's okay to step out and recognize that as well. Balance in reality is a myth. And that's what I'm talking about with the 100% of being a mom or 100% being a business owner. Balance is really not real. There's some days where, again, you're not going to feel like the best mom in the world and you're not going to feel like the best business owner in the world. But again, if you're intentional with your time, you can have both. It is possible. So I want you guys to give yourself a permission slip. Stop seeking approval from your friends or family or the internet. Whatever motherhood looks like for you, whether it's running a business and raising your child, or just running a business, or just raising your child, that's okay. Whatever it looks like, whatever the perfect picture, whatever your perfect schedule looks like, whatever fits you is your perfect situation. So I want you to know ambition is God given. And so, why would God give us all of these talents and this brain that I have personally to run a business and to build multiple practices and scale these practices if I wasn't meant to do that? If I was meant to stay at home and raise a baby all day, right? God would not have given me these talents just to sit at home and breastfeed and watch my toddler play with trains all day. Again, nothing wrong with that. And there's a time and place for that. But I know that that doesn't bring me fulfillment 24/7, 365 days a year. I want to be building a business at the same time. I want you guys to know, lastly, that motherhood is not a limitation, it's your fuel. So, having Luca, having my son, didn't make me less of a business owner. It actually made me more efficient. It made me more creative with my time. If anything, it made me get my stuff together because I knew that I wanted to be both a mom and a business owner and scale these businesses and lead chiropractors and lead business owners to have successful, profitable businesses. And so, if anything, becoming a mom made my why more powerful. And I think that that could be the same for a lot of you moms. So I hope that this maybe gave you guys a little bit of a permission slip because I want moms to not be so stressed of this either or. I want you guys to live with the and. It is possible to be an amazing mom and raise amazing children and have a really successful, amazing business. There doesn't have to be either or. You do not have to choose. Okay. If any of you want more help or just want to talk about this with me, I would love for you guys to reach out. We're in a Facebook group. It's called Path to Victory. We share all of our wins, our successes, and a lot of the mistakes that we made in between. And you can absolutely reach out to me about motherhood and being a business owner. And then we have a website, pathtotevictorychiro.com, where we are empowering business owners. We're partnering with other chiropractors to open businesses that are successful and that allow you to have parenthood and be a wonderful business owner at the same time. Thank you guys. God bless.